this is the first class of this SAS training, because this syllabus and everything is designed by us. So make sure that, like, certain things we need to understand. So now we're going back to this one. If you want to know about myself, better check with the LinkedIn profile. You will get a lot of information about myself and my experiences and everything. And you can check in YouTube also. Just type Venkat Ikkurthy. You will get a lot of information about myself. Okay. Now, this syllabus is not at all related to any other institute. Just simply having with a lot of experience, we designed our curriculum. And we designed our own real-time situations. See, a lot of times people are going to mention that real project. There is no real project. Nobody is going to give a real project. But I can make sure that we are going to provide you real-time situations. So that will help you to grab the opportunities. Next one is, this session is close to 30-35 hours. 6 weekend sessions, only Saturday and Sunday. 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. There is no recording business. All are live classes. So these are all certain thumb rules. Generally, please join with the 10 minutes before the session, because we want to eliminate the technical difficulties. And please mute yourself to prevent a background noise, because this session contains almost, now it is 20 people. So 20 people, some people are in the US, some people are in Canada, some people are in India. So it's almost like a multi-international batch. So make sure that you mute yourself to prevent background noise. And always have a notebook and a pen handy. That's very important. You need to write it down. Any questions, if you have it, please use the chat window. I have multiple monitors here. I'm able to see chat window all the time. So immediately I will respond it. But last 10-15 minutes, definitely I'm going to open the dais for every person. Then you can share your experiences and everything. Okay. Next, always remember this. You must join with your first name and last name. That's why it is easy for us to track the student information. So don't go with like just only with the first name and last name. That's the important. So tomorrow also we have a class. I'm going to send a separate invitation tonight. Okay, these are all little bit about certain thumb rules. The next one is what our curriculum is goes through. See, this is the curriculum. Is first one is like SAS software introduction. Then data and proc steps, because every SAS program contains 2 steps. One is with the data step and one is proc step. Similarly for functions, formats and informat. Function always returns a value. Format, how we want to display the value. Informat, how we want to get the value into SAS. So functions, formats and informat. And there are so many procedures. We are going to discuss almost all the procedures. And proc report is the bread and butter for SAS programmers. So we want to create a perfect reports. For that case, we are going to teach almost 1800 lines of a big program that contains functionality of SAS program, total functionality of SAS program, and proc SQL, that is 2000 lines of the program, and introduction to macro programming, and the CDISC SDTM ADAM introduction, and ICHN 21 CFR Part 11 guidelines, etc. Everything. Introduction to clinical trials and to drug development. Clinical trials and development. This is our training curriculum. Of course, we are going to add additional stuff also, but yes, this is our curriculum. And the next one is we are going to provide you some real-time situations. That situations is one is with the sales project and the protocol project, adverse events, mailing label application, search application, project on macro programming. So that means how you want to write macro program and how you want to debug your macros, all these things we are going to discuss. And similarly, creating demo table and a list also is important. Okay, these are all real-time situations. You must do this. The next one is like what we are going to provide you. The providing is I'm going to provide you a little SAS book with PDF files. SAS programming in pharma industry, SAS tutor, 1600 pages of documentation, and I'm going to provide you 5 or 10 sample resumes and interview questions. We are going to conduct a mock interview. Hard copies of material. Hard copies of material means when you see this one, Introduction to SAS Programming, this is one book, and Advanced Programming, this is another book. I'm going to send these two books by mail. So I'm going to send those things also. And 5 million pages of SAS documentation that contains lot of information and examples, everything, because it is, I don't want you to by heart everything. Frankly speaking, you have all the resources in your computer. Whenever situation arises, then you need to go and grab the documentation, and using the documentation you need to write a program. That is the reason when I am giving a situation, hey, I want to see the output like this. For that case, open the documentation and grab it. Then you can take the sample code, you can write it down. That's the important. Okay. And the next one is like, what we need, what we are expecting from you is only hard work. Hard work in silence. Let your success make the noise. So that is the reason, once you got a job, yes, you are going to get a success. That's the very, very important. And at the same time, this batch, exclusively for this batch, students are from, most of the students are of pharmacy background and medical background, like life sciences background. So that means we can understand the people, like, okay, what is their level of understanding. A mathematics person's learning ability is different. Non-mathematics learning ability is different because they are strong in other areas. A pharmacy graduate is strong in metabolism, toxicology, etc., not in mathematics side. We can understand. But suppose if you are not able to understand certain concept, don't be hesitate. You can raise your hand or you can put in a chat window. Immediately we are going to explain. Always remember this, in across the globe, SAS programmer also is a human, is not like a robot. So simply only one thing is commitment. So that's the reason I'm telling you, we are going to provide you all this information. We are going to provide you all the information, like all the information in your computer. And these are all the things you are supposed to do. And this is our curriculum. And these are all thumb rules. These are all thumb rules. Okay. And next one is like, see, once you have this document, open the document and read it. Suppose next class, if you are reading with a little SAS book, okay, if you have a doubt in 5th page, for example, tell me, Venkat, I have a question in 5th page. Then I'm going to open the document and I'm going to clarify those your doubts. And also, if you are not able to hear my voice, for example, put in a chat window, then I'm going to, because straight away, I'm not using any headsets and everything. I have good microphone. I'm using that one to talk like this. The next one is like, I told you, like, hard work is only required to get a success. So there is no exceptions here. Okay, now going back here itself, what is exactly SAS? Why we want to learn SAS? Why we want to learn SAS is a statistical analysis system. We are analyzing the data. Without data, there is no statistics. Without data, there is no statistics. So that means if we want to analyze it, for example, if I want to prove that there is a relationship between hypertension and blood pressure, there is a relationship between hypertension and blood pressure. How I want to do this? In that case, you are all familiar with what is, you are all familiar with certain things. Those things is like, if we are using with a concept of a correlation, relationship between two variables. So we don't worry about the formulas. We don't worry about formulas, but you should know a procedure. That procedure is a CORR. Just procedure, proc cur. You need to specify the data. The data is equal to something. Data is equal to human population, something like that. Then what are the variables you are interested? Hypertension and blood pressure. It is going to calculate the correlation coefficient between those variables. That's enough. As a statistician, I am going to explain whatever the statistics is required to get into the corporate. So don't worry about that part. Simply data is, see, this training is, first step is long-term goal. So you are going to become like a data scientist. After 5 years or 4 years, you are going to become like a data scientist. So that is your target. So if you are in pharma industry, you are playing with, you are analyzing patient profiles, patient information. Same person, if you are going with a manufacturing company, you are analyzing product information, product. Same person goes to insurance companies, you are analyzing claim processing. What are the claims? How we want to process the claims? Same person goes to financial industry, there you are analyzing customer profiles, customer information. So all these situations, we are analyzing the data. So converting the massive amount of data into meaningful information. Converting massive amount of data into meaningful information. That meaningful information is helps management to take better decisions. That is the concept. So you are analyzing the data first of all. So I am in pharma industry for last 25, 30 years. So that is the reason most of the examples is related to pharma side. Suppose if you want to specific certain things, definitely you can ask me. I will throw some good examples that side also. So don't be hesitate. So, okay, now going back like this, what is exactly SAS? Statistical Analysis System. When you open, why we want to learn? We want to get a job. We want to get a project. For that case, go to DICE or Monster, any webs, any job portal, check with the SAS programming. How many positions are there? There are plenty of positions, particularly for US people. These most of the jobs are remote jobs. So you can work from home. That's the one thing is, even India also that started. Last week, one of my students got in Sun Pharma. Let's say Delhi based pharmaceutical is a good company. So they told, it's a total remote job. First 2 weeks only you need to come with basic training. After that, so in India also there is an opportunity to work from home with a decent salary. So that's the reason SAS is good, particularly for this. And future, there are only 3 areas. One is with the cyber security, that area, VMware and cloud base. Third one is data analysis. The most important area is data analysis. So you are in that area. So definitely data is there. We want to analyze because company want to take a decisions. I want to prove myself is, hey, this medicine is good or not. This medicine is effective or not. This customer is a good customer or not. I want to prove it. I want to prove it mathematically. I want to prove all these things. For that case, the best software, there are so many softwares available in a market, I'm telling you, but SAS, SPSS, or other so many softwares. Why we want to go with SAS? Nowadays, you can see 95% of this market with SAS. Only remaining softwares, it may be 100 softwares, S plus, SPSS, R, etc., etc., etc. Those are all with only 5%. So that means all these corporates, they are using SAS. 94 or 95% of Fortune 500 companies, they are using SAS. 100% of pharmaceutical companies, they are using SAS. 100% pharma and biotechnology companies. So that is the reason we need to learn SAS. How we want to learn SAS? How we want to learn SAS is again the same thing. Select the right person, you can learn it. I told you first today, this is like, oh, I'm going to teach these things and you need to do it because you need to work hard. Okay, going back. Statistical Analysis System. So SPAS, this one. And the next one is like your MS Office. MS Office contains what? MS Office contains like MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc., 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 etc. Similarly, SAS has so many products. Those products are, first step is like Base SAS. What is Base SAS? Base SAS is heart of the SAS system. For example, it has a specific purpose, Base SAS. I will explain you all these applications a little bit later. And the second one is SAS graph, a graphical presentation. Suppose when you see this one, or SAS is started in 1975, in Cary, actually North Carolina. So on that time, their first initial year revenue is, you won't believe it, like 125,000. One programmer is going to get this much of money. Now, this in the journey goes like this. Now it is like almost $1 billion company, almost close to $4 billion company. So that means when you see this curve like this, then you are ready to join, you are ready to learn. So a simple graph, it is going to explain the trend of that particular company. Similarly, so SAS graph it is going to provide you for graphical presentations. Graphical, it may be like a bar diagram, it may be like a histogram, it can be like other diagrams, diagrammatic representations. Everything we can do it in SAS graph. And the next one is operations research, SAS OR. What is operations research? If a company is enjoying with the profits, if a company is enjoying with the profit, they want to maximize their profits. If a company is suffering with losses, please make sure that if a company is suffering with losses, they want to minimize their losses. That is nothing but optimization. That is nothing but optimization. So optimization, all these things, like we want to transport maximum number of people with the minimum time. We want to, like, we want to assign suitable persons with suitable jobs. We want to, all these things we can do it using with all these things we can work is SAS OR, operations research. And similarly, next one is like SAS QC. Who wants quality? Customer or manufacturer? Who wants quality? Generally, most of the times people are going to consider that customer needs the quality. No, customer don't need quality, I'm sure. Manufacturer needs the quality. If the manufacturer is maintaining the quality, he will be in a market. Otherwise, he will be out of the market. He will out of the race. So how manufacturer is improve the quality without affecting cost considerations. Please be understand this, without affecting cost considerations. Why? How you want to do this? For that case, we are going to use quality. So quality, what is the quality control? Suppose, for example, there is certain diagrams like this. This is desired level. This is known as central line. I want to see all my products are in this line, But even though we are going to accept up to this part, and we are going to accept up to this part. Suppose from next week, tomorrow onwards, our classes starts by 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock means our room is open by 8:45, and we are going to lock our room by 9:15. After 15 minutes, we are not going to allow any person into my room because this is my classroom. You are all my students. See, make sure that. So we need to accept certain level how you want to do this. For that case, a Shivot designed a control chart. Shivot control chart is a simple pictorial device for detecting unnatural patterns of variations of data. See, again, I'm telling you, see, it's a simple pictorial device for detecting unnatural patterns of variations of data that we want to identify. So any product is here. No, I don't want to accept it. Any product here also, same thing. How you want to do this? There is a lot of statistical methodology is there. Don't worry about that part. So you need to know about all my values are here or here. That's enough. So that's what I'm telling you. If you are interested to go to manufacturing company, probably they may ask QC part. If you are interested to go to transportation companies, they are going to use with operations research. If you are going with pharmaceutical companies, basis and graph and some stat. So that is the reason I'm telling you all these applications, because tomorrow the people are here is 2023 people are here. I don't know, everybody wants to go to pharma industry. No, some people wants to go to pharma industry, some people wants to go to insurance company, some other place. So that is the reason this is useful, first of all. So that is the reason I'm telling you 95% of Fortune 500 companies, they are using this software, first thing. 100% of pharma and biotechnology companies, they are using this software. Transportation companies, they want to transport maximum number of people with the minimum time. minimum time. Assignment problem. I want to assign suitable persons with suitable jobs. Sequencing problems, one after another. We want to make it sequencing. Okay, all these things. I want to reduce the idle time of a machine. Idle time of a machine. How to minimize the idle time of a machine? Because, suppose Emirates flight is reaching Hyderabad by 2:50. Early morning 2:50, it will reach the Hyderabad. Same flight is going back to Dubai by 4:20. That means first 30 minutes is get out of all these passengers. Next 30 minutes is cleaning the whole flight. Next 30 minutes is getting new passengers. Same crew, same pilot and taking back to Dubai? No. No, same mission, same flight is going back to Dubai. That means they don't want to keep their flights idle. So how to minimize the idle time of a machine? How to minimize the idle time of a machine? That is important. Those are all comes under operations research. Or QC, just now I mentioned about quality. The most important for quality, lot of times people are going, oh, customer wants the quality. Customer has one of the constraint is quality. One of the constraint is quality. But manufacturer, no, he don't have anything. Just he should maintain the quality. Otherwise, he will be out of the race. That's out of the market. We know a lot of companies, they are excellent in certain time back. Now it is, because they are not maintaining the quality. That we will discuss later, actually. So next, SAS stat. I told you like a statistical application. Lot of times the people are worried about, hey, I want to become a statistical programmer. Do I want to learn a lot of statistics? Not necessary, because you are a statistical programmer. Remember this, statistical programmer, not a statistician. You are closely working with statisticians. You are closely working with statisticians. Statisticians, people like me, I know statistics and program. How many people know both? Very few. So that's the reason, don't worry about it. Whatever is required for this here, we are going to explain those things. That's enough. So SAS stat is for a statistical application that contains like box plot and ANOVA, etc. everything. Next, application front end. So every software has application front end. So for example, if you want to go to India, what you are going to do? Simply you are going to New York airport and giving your passport, your last name. Simply that person sitting in a desk, she is going to enter your PNR number or your last name. It will hit the database and grab your itinerary information. Then she is going to print your boarding passes, right? What she knows anything about computers? No, she knows only one thing. A passenger comes, she need to take the passport, enter the last name. That's enough. That's enough. That is front end. That is user friendly front end. Once you enter the last name, then you can enter, you can submit. It will hit the database. It will hit the database and grab your itinerary information. So every software has its own front end. Similarly, SAS has also its front end that is known as application front end. Why I am telling you all these things is you want to make 360 degrees about this learning the SAS software. The next one is ETS, econometrics and time series. Econometrics and time series. What is time series? A series of data in accordance with occurrence of time is nothing but time series. Remember this word, a series of data in accordance with occurrence of time is nothing but a time series. So for that case, what we need to do? So for all these financial companies, they are using a lot of ETS. Insurance companies, they are using a lot. So depending upon the industry, we are using certain things. The next one is access. See, we are always discussing about data. There is no data, there is no statistics. So data is there. Where the data is available? Data is stored in a database. It may be Oracle, it may be Teradata, it may be SQL Server, etc., everything. See, that's the reason I'm telling you, I'm using that word. A lot of times people are going to consider, I learned SAS, I'm unable to find a job. Now you need to realize, if you want to get a job in SAS, you need to know a lot of things that we are going to teach here. Teach here means we are not going to give a fish We are going to teach how to catch a fish. So that means you should familiar with SQL, structured query language. That's very, very important. So because you want to communicate with your data, you want to extract the data. So once data is there, so data is stored in a database. How you need to access it? For that case, SAS Access is the application. It is going to accessing the data from different databases. So that is for SAS Access. The next one is assistant. It will help some extent. Full screen editor, full screen provider. That's fine. Now, SAS Connect. What is the SAS Connect? SAS Connect is, suppose now I am in US. Some people are in India. Some people are in Canada. Some people are in US. How we are all connected? Using with Zoom. How we are all connected? Using with Zoom. Similarly, you need to consider about similarly, in our team, we have some people are here, some people are in outside, some people are other country. How we want to connect? SAS Connect is the software. It connects the SAS sessions across the globe. So SAS Connect. Similarly for SAS EIS, Enterprise Information Systems. Enterprise Information Systems means enterprise, you need to give a information. That information is what exactly? Suppose if I am a company CEO, I can access all the information. I can access all the rooms. But you are belongs to marketing department, you can access marketing data only, not with the sales data, not with HR data. No. Similarly for salesperson, no, we're not giving access to other things. So you need to decide yourself which you need to get access, which you are not going to get it. All those type of things we are going to do with the EIS. EIS means Enterprise Information Systems. Enterprise Information Systems. So that is the reason. Okay. Now, going back here, GIS, Geographic Information System. So in particularly in the US, you are talking about certain area, the population is increases or decreases, the government taking a lot of precautionary measures to maintain that population into certain levels. So for that case, they are using a lot of GIS, Geographic Information System. SAS GIS. Similarly, intranet, not internet, intranet. This intranet is exclusively for suppose if I created a report, one particular report, I want to send it to only our company people only. What I need to do? We need to, because internet is network across the globe, Intranet is network within the organization, So make sure that same thing, SAS intranet. If you create one particular report, then you need to share only in our company. Then you are going to use SAS INTRNET, intranet. Sometimes people are asking in interviews, hey, what is the difference between internet and intranet? Everybody is using internet. You need to tell them, hey, internet is network across the globe. Intranet is also a network, but within the organization. See, these are all the things you should familiar with. If you go to Base SAS, for example, Base SAS contains formats, informats, functions, call routines, etc. everything. So we are going to discuss those things also later. Okay. Now, MDDB server, multi-dimensional database. What is multi-dimensional database? Suppose we are talking about, we are here itself, it contains like a 1 minute.
What happened here?
Hello, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All of you able to hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Okay. Now, again, going back. Now, MDDB server, multi-dimensional database. Multi-dimensional database means if we are in two-dimensional, like a blackboard, like in back, you have like a board that contains a two-dimensional. This room is a three-dimensional. When you see like 4-dimensional, 5, 6, how we can do this? Practically, well, what is 4-dimensional, 5th, etc. In data, we have different dimensions we need to do it. For example, if you have like data with a continent level, in continent, next level is country level, next is state, next one is district, next one is city, something like so. 6 levels of data here. Coming back to this side, it may be like age group 0 to 10, 10 to 20, etc. In this age group, how many males and how many females, how many literates and how many illiterates. So total 6 levels are here. Here is 4 levels, 10 levels of data is there. That type of approach is nothing but multi-dimensional database, So make sure that all is required. No, absolutely no, don't worry about it. But you should familiar with a little bit. Suppose if you are staying in New Jersey for so many years, I'm asking a simple question. Hey, you know, where is Oaktree Road? Oaktree Road. If I don't know Oaktree Road, definitely I'm going to make a lie, because every Indian in New Jersey is reaching Oaktree Road at least a month for sure. Similarly, you are working with SAS software for a couple of years. For example, somebody is hey, do you know MDDP? Oh, I don't know MDDP. I don't know QC. I don't know OR. That means you are lying. I don't. That's the reason. Make sure that you need to learn certain things. So MDDB server, multi-dimensional databases. And the next one is SAS share. Sharing is SAS session. I'm sharing my computer screen. Similarly, you can share your programs also. That is nothing but SAS share. Similarly, for PH clinical, pharmaceutical clinical side. How clinical side means particularly for drug development, randomization, calculation of sample size, etc., everything. Those are all we are going to discuss in PH clinical. The next one is IML, interactive matrix language. What is meant by matrix? Probably in your 10th class, you studied about matrix. Matrix means, by definition, certain numbers are taken and arranged. Certain numbers are taken and arranged in a square or rectangular form, enclosed within a bracket is nothing but matrix. How we are going to add matrices, how we are going to multiply the matrices, how we want to calculate the inverse of the matrix, that's a different. Suppose if you want to make it 2 by 2 matrix, you can make within 5 seconds. If it is 3 by 3 matrix, it will take half an hour or 20 minutes. 4 by 4, it takes half 1 hour for sure. If you are going with 64 by 64 matrix, practically a human can do it, but no, this takes a couple of years for sure. It's not possible. For that type of complex situations, we are going to use with the IML. All the federal organizations, they are using lot of IML, interactive matrix language. Similarly, geoengineering and computer performance. These are all the main different products, SAS products. Recently, they have anti-money laundering, business intelligence, customer profile information. All these advanced techniques are there itself. But if you want to go with those advanced, you should know about these basics. You should know about the basics. So if you know basics, it's very easy for you to understand the remaining things. Okay. Now, what exactly Base says? Now you should have a piece of paper and you can write it down in a piece of a notebook. And what is exactly Base SAS? I told you, like Base SAS software is the essential product of SAS system. Essential product. It includes supervisor, formats, informat, functions. It is supervises everything, like informat, how data is coming in, that is for informat. How we want to display the data, that is format. Always remember this. How we want to get the data, that is for informat. how we want to display the data, that is for format. And the third one is functions. What is meant by function? Function is olden days, and y is equal to, suppose for example, f of x. Y is a function of x. Okay, y is a function of x. Suppose for example, y is equal to 4x plus 5, for example. Then you are writing a chart like this. Oh, this is for x and this is for y. Then x is equal to 1, y value is 9. X is equal to 2, y value is something 13. X is equal to 3. Some values are there itself. So similarly, for each and every value of x, we have some value. Function always returns a value. Function always returns a value. Remember this one. People are asking in interviews, hey, can you please tell me what is function? Function always returns a value. In SAS, we have large library of functions. Large library of functions. I'm giving a very simple example. Minimum is a function. Minimum is a function. Minimum of 1, 2, 3. Your value is 1. Maximum is a function. The value is 1, 2, 3. Max is. Average is a function. Standard deviation is a function. Upcase is a function. Upcase means upcase of Venkat, all capital letters. Lowercase is lowercase of all small letters. Prof case, initial letter is capital. Initial letter is capital. That means, for example, Venkat Ikkurthy, V is a capital and I is a capital. If you are using with all upcases, everything is capital. Those are all character functions. Trigonometric functions like sine, cos, tan, etc. Numeric functions like round function, seal function, floor function, etc. Everything. See, all these things we can figure it out. We need to understand all these things. See, first class is always tough, but that is only the way you need to learn the software. So all the functions and format, how we want to display the data. I'm giving a simple example. What is in format and what is format? In format, how data is coming in. Best example, the data is coming from India. Data is coming from India. Date is, you're talking about like DD, MM, YY. First two belongs to date, next two belongs to month, next is year. Suppose same type of information coming from US, that is MMDDYY. So I want to display everything in other way, not like this. I want to see month, MON, something like this. How I want to do this? So you are getting data in different formats, for that is nothing but in format. Then you want to take the data and you want to display in a different way, that is format. So in interview purpose, you need to write it down. Oh, format means we want to display the data. In format means how we are getting the data, That is for in format. Okay. Function means function always returns a value. The next question is ready. Can you please tell me what are the functions you used in our regular work? What are the functions you used in your regular work? Don't say min, max, etc. No. You need to say some complex functions like substring, trim, scan, those type of things that we will discuss tomorrow. I have a very great presentation with that functions. That is for tomorrow's task. So that for that case, you see, it is a supervisor and in format, functions, and we can call routines also. And most important is it includes utility, reporting, and analytic procedures. Utility, reporting, and analytic procedures. What is PROC? PROC means procedure. PROC means PROC tabulate, PROC summary, PROC report. These are all the different procedures. We will discuss those things a little bit later. Okay, I told you like a graph. What is graph? SAS graph is a software create graphs, maps, works with graphical objects, and similarly for OR, SAS OR, I told you like, operations research, including networks, project management, project scheduling, does linear programming also. Linear programming means transportation problem. We want to transport maximum number of people with the minimum time. Assignment problem. We want to assign suitable persons with suitable jobs. All these things, optimization, simple. Always remember this. If a company is enjoying with profits, they want to maximize their profits. If a company is suffering with losses, they want to minimize their loss, minimize their expenses. Apple got success in iPad. Immediately nowadays, every person has at least 2 Apple products. See, success like this. Suppose failures, a lot of companies, they got failure. If they got losses, they want to minimize their losses. So everybody is using massive amount of data into meaningful information. That meaningful information helps you to take better decisions. The word tomorrow when you are going for interview, you need to talk like this. They are giving a solution. They are giving a problem. Hey, I want to do this. This is my problem. Give me the solution. Spontaneously, you need to give up a solution. That's very important. See, I don't have any papers here. I don't have any books also. Keep on, I am talking because knowledge, the more important. Definitions, basics is very important, very important. That's the reason I told you, write it down, all the definitions. You need to write your own way, prepare the interview. Here, people wants to get a job with so many factors. First one is learn the subject, improve your communication skills, prepare good quality of resume. Then you need to send your resume. All these things you need to do it simultaneously, not one after another. Simultaneously, then only you are able to get opportunities. 4 hours I am teaching in this weekend. This is enough for you to work at least 20 hours. That means 4 hours a day is enough to do all these things. See, I want all of you to do the tasks. First of all, a lot of kids are here. Kids are here means recently graduated kids are here. They are supposed to do this. They don't have any other option. Okay, now going back. See, these are all different SAS products. SAS stat, I told you like statistical tests. There are so many statistical tests. We need to, don't worry about yourself. You are a statistical programmer, not a statistician. Similarly, I told you like application front end, econometrics and the time series. I told you definition. A series of data in accordance with occurrence of time is nothing but time series. Depending upon that, whether you want to buy a stock, what you are going to do, last 3 months, how it is, last 6 months, how it is, last 1 year, how it is. Depending upon that, you are going to take a decision. Same thing, a series of data in accordance with occurrence of time is nothing but time series. SQL pass-through, SAS access, my data is there. I want to access the data. For that case, SAS access. I told you like intranet, web interface to SAS programming, MDDB servers. Just now I explained about the multi-dimensional database. Similarly for assist is a menu-driven interface, full screen editor, connect to different computer, different SAS sessions across the globe. EIS, similarly for GIS. I told you like if I'm sharing it to Zoom, similarly you can share your SAS sessions to other people also. SAS share. Clinical trials of experimental drug, interactive matrix processing, geosciences, CPE, computer system performance, that is only in VMS and MVS. That means mainframes only. We are using PC SAS. So don't worry about that part. See, this is like a various SAS products. Now I'm giving like just a 5 minutes break. Then we need to start again with the like 5 minutes. Now it is 9:36. I'm going to start 9:41. Okay,